Welcome to Sound Check with tonight's guest, Bryan Houston, and your host, Ryan Peterson.
Hey there, gang. Thanks for joining us, and welcome to the first ever episode of Sound Check, presented by CMC Neptune. Yes, very exciting. All right, settle down. All right, if you're not familiar with us at CMC Neptune, we provide custom music stations for thousands of schools, businesses, and parks all over the country. Now, what makes us different is we screen all the music. I don't actually do it, but I believe we have people that do that. We pay them so that you don't have to, because nobody wants to explain what a is to a second grader at the homecoming game. Yeah. Well, it is Super Bowl week. Anybody excited about that? Yeah, I'm not excited. It's the Patriots and the Seahawks. The halftime show, though, will feature Bad Bunny. And believe it or not, we actually do have some of his songs in our library. It's a library so massive with nearly 60,000 songs that we can give you a halftime show that doesn't need parental advisory warnings or insurance waivers. Yeah, there's been some in the past. Let's put it this way. Our beats are so clean that if we had referees going through our library, they'd never throw a penalty flag and wouldn't even need instant replay. And based on what I've seen this past season, they'll definitely need replay on Sunday. We also have our very own referee that's going to help us tonight with a segment we like to call Mean Beats. That will be a lot of fun. And we also have a special guest joining me in the studio tonight, the man we call the Game Time OG, Mr. Bryan Houston. Yes, that's right. Bryan going to chat with us about what family-friendly music really means. We're thrilled you're with us, so let's get started. Hey, last week our music team screened 145 songs, and that saved our partners a total of 36 screening hours. That's a lot of extra time to plan out your Super Bowl party menu. Hey, it's time for Mean Beats.
It's Super Bowl week, which means every song thinks it's a halftime song. It is not. Personal foul on Oops, I Did It Again by Britney Spears. A mom said, we do not say that. The kid said, I didn't say it, Britney Spears did. That song is ejected from the game. Unsportsmanlike conduct on Get Low by Lil Jon and the East Side Boys. That lyric made every parent dive for the volume button like it was a loose fumble. Da Kitty by Bad Bunny is under review. There's a challenge on the play. A grandma has thrown the red flag and is asking to speak to the manager. That song is disqualified from the halftime show. The ruling on the field is Such a Funny Way by Sabrina Carpenter. It is a touchdown. Clean, fun, approved. At Neptune, we review every song 3 times, on the field, in the booth, and once more after someone asks, wait, is this the clean version? Because for our clients, every decision is a Hail Mary, and we're here to make sure someone actually catches it.
Hey, special thanks to our referee, Wesley Parks, who I think should be officiating the Super Bowl this weekend. Well, our guest tonight is the implementation manager for CMC Neptune's The Neptune Network. He was also the original Game Time sales rep and is a big reason we have more than 2,500 school partners across all 50 states. He's also the radio voice of the Longview Lobos in Longview, Texas, a Texas high school power. Please welcome the Game Time OG, Bryan Houston.
Hey, Ryan.
You like that introduction?
Well, it's pretty impressive, yeah.
I do have to be honest, because
Yes.
I hadn't looked at your actual title now since you left the sales team. Do you even know what implementation, what does it, manager means?
No. I have a bucket and a mop.
That's not true. Bryan, how long have you been with the company now?
Since 2013. I can't do math, so you tell me how many years that is.
So that would be 13.
13,
13 years.
Lucky 13, huh?
So you really were the guy that really made Game Time blow up, especially in Texas. We are located, our offices are in Tyler, Texas, and it really grew there before we started growing across the country. When you think about how you first started to get coaches and athletic directors to bring Game Time on, why was it such an issue with family-friendly music, and what does family-friendly music mean? Like, how did you pitch that? What did you say to coaches and athletic directors?
Well, family-friendly music is pretty simple. It's something that reaches a broad audience of people. It's for all age groups. So if it's something that's playing that would either send your grandmother into hysterics or have your parents reaching to cover their little kids' ears.
Right.
That's not family friendly. It's something that you don't have to worry about having a massive reaction and then pulling a hamstring, having to turn the music off.
Now, I know one of the big things is, well, if it's family-friendly music, then that means you guys probably don't have anything good or anything the kids are going to like. But just because it's family-friendly doesn't mean we don't have good music.
Well, no, you said it earlier. There's 60,000 songs, and that's all categories. That's rock, hip-hop, rap, country, electronica, you name it. We've got foreign language music. I mean, we've got every possible category. If you can't find something that you like to listen to out of 60,000 songs, we can't help you.
Now, Bryan and I both worked in local television news and sports for a long time. We have worked with and dealt with coaches and athletic directors for years. Mm-hmm. Why do you think, in all of your conversations that you've had through the years and the relationships you've had, why do you think this was such a sore spot for coaches and athletic directors dealing with this?
Because first of all, they're extremely busy people, especially the athletic directors, because they're not dealing with just one sport. They're dealing with 20 or 30 sports and thousands of kids. And that's 150, 160 events a year. Right. And they've got to take care of everything. They got to make sure the kids get fed, the travel that gets set up. They got to make sure referees are there. They've got to take care of everything in addition to coaching their kids. So they have zero free time. And so when a bad song goes off and they have to take a phone call from an irate parent or a ticked off administrator who's upset about it, that's time out of their day that they don't have available to deal with such things. And so what we try to do is take that one stressor off their plate. They don't have to worry about the music. That's one less thing they've got to deal with.
Before we wrap up here, I do want to ask you, because again, we had mentioned earlier, you were the OG of Game Time, really, when it really started blowing up. Does it amaze you to see where we've gone now, that not just in East Texas, not just Texas, but now we have partners in every single state? Does that just blow you away?
Yeah, when you think about, I started and we had 6 schools, and now they're everywhere. When you start, I made a sale to our school in Alaska. And they're on an island. They've got to take a plane to go to their games. So yeah, it's pretty amazing. It is incredible.
Well, thank you for everything you've done for the company. It's been awesome, and you've been a big part of Game Time's success, and we appreciate you stopping by. It's always good to see you.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Ryan.
All right, well, thank you so much to Bryan, and thank you to Wesley Parks for being our referee today. Join us again next week if you liked what you saw today. If not, we appreciate you being with us, but we'll be back next week with a brand new episode. Thanks for joining us. Have a great week.